You just searched something like how to edit videos with AI. You scrolled past a dozen of videos that all look the same. Then you clicked this one because you actually want to see how it's done. This whole video was edited by AI. I recorded myself talking once and the AI did the rest. And if you want edits that pull views like this, then watch closely because the search, the scroll, the edit right here, no human made a single frame of it. So stay till the end and I'll show you exactly how. You won't write a single line of code. Okay, so how does an AI edit like that? The trick isn't the effects. Anyone can bolt on effects to a video. The trick is knowing which one when. A real editor doesn't run one template on everything. They listen. A shocking number, you slam it. A cliffhanger, you hold a blur so people wait. A tool gets named, the logo pops. A payoff, you zoom into it. My system does the same thing. It reads every line of what I'm saying, work out which kind of moments it is, and picks what a real editor would choose to make. And I think this is the really important part as well, is that a lot of these moves are not from a preset pack, such as what comes out the box with HyperFrames. It writes everything in code. So the animation, the type, the 3D, all of this is fresh for every single video I make. I rebuilt the techniques that the best editors would use by hand as code. So we're not just choosing what we're doing, we're building as we go through. So Claude Code is the editor and it writes all the effects, and HyperFrames is my render engine that turns all the code into video, and the taste, the library, and everything else it draws from, that is the part which I have built. Anyone can bolt an effect onto everything, but knowing which line gets nothing, that's the part which is real editing. So let me stop describing it and actually show you how it all works. This exact video you're watching right now, I'm going to run you through the whole system start to finish, how this was made. So my whole job on the timeline was step 0. I sat down and talked only once for the script which I wanted and the visuals. After this, we transcribed all of it with timestamps using the AI. So I just dropped the video in, or all of the clips, and that is the spine of this video. So every single effect you've seen lands on a word, so nothing floats or drifts away from what I'm saying. And this brings us on to the first main step, which is cutting out the dead air. So any ums, any dead space, all of this can literally be picked up by Claude Code and the AI, and I can decide if they were purposeful or if they need to be cut. But it's super automatic. Even if I had a 1 second or 2 second gap where I didn't say anything, it's possible to just easily cut this out and it knows how, or particular words where I want it to be concise in a video. It's quite crazy just how efficiently it can do this. So the next part is to actually take the video apart. Of course, Claude Code cannot actually see the video, but what it can do is take frame by frame screenshots of it. With Claude Code, what it's able to do is, instead of making like a screenshot for every single second of the video, which is kind of useless to Claude, how's it going to be like, it can't look at those and understand what to do? It takes aggregated screenshots where one screenshot covers a 10-second period or a 5-second period, depending on the video. And each of these screenshots has around kind of 40 to 50 frames, kind of like when you flick through a picture book as a kid and you can kind of see like a running man. And this is really effective with Claude to be able to understand what it's making. And this is just super useful for knowing where my face is, when I'm showing like a UI or I'm showing me coding or doing something else. When if my hand raises, it literally knows all of this. Sometimes I have to remind it, but I've just baked in and had to do this so many times that this is kind of a thing it does every single time. After this, we plan the edit. So line by line, going through the visuals and also the transcript, we can decide what kind of moment, what kind of video it is, what does a particular move earn, what kind of vibe are we going for with that video, what is kind of my personal brand on that channel, like what kind of, do I have a style of editing, and it brings that plan to me. I can approve it, or I can tell it what I want changed. Of course, I make an iteration or it makes a video. I can just prompt it and we get a new version. And next, we build it. So going away based off this plan, if we need to build any custom assets, build a custom web UI, build a custom, I don't know, like a 3D controller like you saw earlier, we can turn that into a frame like the ones you're watching right now. And then it checks its own work. So after it has been made, a hostile review will go over all the frames to see if everything lands where it should. So for example, I've had many times where text has not landed where it's meant to. Frames have just been completely off where they should have been. And this second AI, a hostile reviewer, has literally gone, it has found the error, it has gone in the code and fixed it. and send the edit back before I've even had to, prompt to say, I want this change. And this just saves me a ton of time as well. And I think one of the key things which differentiates how I've built this is we're not stuck with one style or one kind of editing. So I can show it any editor, any videos of someone, and I can kind of rebuild a profile based on them, based on that style of editing or a few creators, and create that cinematic type with their retention. So kind of the hand-drawn annotation, some of the videos you've seen now, all of them were created from others. So I built this kind of reverse engineer system where I take a video I like the editing of, I would bring it into the project, I would drop it in with a skill I made for reverse engineering, and we would go through the exact same process, breaking it down by frame, rebuilding the video in my system, so all of it is custom, my own face cam where I'm kind of speaking their script, and seeing if we can make it land the exact same. And if we can, then I know I've nailed it. So it's not just YouTubers, it's, in real life videos. It can be TikTok videos, YouTube videos, SaaS trailers, like I've showed, the kind of stuff that people bill a lot of money for. So I've not given it 1 star, but I've given it the ability to learn anyone's. And this is one of the core components, how I've built up being able to edit for my own videos. Now, I could tell you this is kind of fully automatic and it takes absolutely no work by yourself after all this is set up, if I did share this, but that's not entirely true. There is still script creation. So of course this is, kind of been automated a bit, but I think the real taste for a script comes down to you. And one thing I've learned is only you know what really can land and what works with, hooks. And a big thing is after it does make a creation is iteration. There's still a lot of times where I might want something changed. I have to find an example of that clip. I can just drag it in and say, I actually want to be creating this or rebuild needed. But if you would like to see, a bit more in detail about how this is built with the actual terminal of installing HyperFrames, understanding which packages you need installing from other platforms, what kind of skills I recommend, or maybe I can actually share a few of these, let me know and I will go ahead and make some more videos, or if there's a particular editing style.